No, don't say anything. Let me guess. You lost your passport, so you're looking for the American consulate to get it replaced. Only you wound up here because you asked a Parisian for directions, and you thought you understood what he said, only you didn't. Am I right?
Well, you got the part about being an American right.
But you're not lost? Ugh, I must be losing my touch. Dieter von Schwesterkrank. Please don't tell me you're a would-be model who thinks her career would take off if only I would photograph her.
No, my name's Nancy Drew. Minette sent me here to pick up some fabric photos.
I regret to say I have not printed them up yet, nor will I have time to do so for quite a while. Had I used my digital cameras, there would be no problem, but unfortunately, the essence of those fabrics was better captured by film.
But I need to deliver them to that fashion editor, Jean-Michel Traquenard, today.
My regrets once again. Do you know how to make prints?
Sure.
Then all is well. There is a binder on the bookshelf that will tell you how to make prints with the paper I use, which is Krollmeister Eschachrome PB paper. The darkroom is through the door with the red light by it, and the 4 negatives from which prints need to be made are next to the enlarger. I'm sure you'll do fine.
Enlarger, negatives, developer, stop bath, fixer. May I take this binder into the darkroom with me?
Leave it in here, please. If you take it in there, you might spill something on it. Just make sure you don't knock over anything in there. Some of those chemicals are extremely volatile.
Whoa, look at all those bottles of chemicals. One false move and boom.
Help yourself!
There, I'll just put them in an envelope and I'll be all set.
Ah, you made the prints. Now you get to have the pleasure of delivering them to Monsieur Traquenard.
It sounds like you don't like him.
He's a conceited nixnut who thinks far too highly of himself and far too little of everyone else to do his job fairly.
What kind of dealings have you had with him?
Unhappy. I refuse to bow and scrape when I'm in his presence, and he resents me for it. He's not used to that. You see, most people are so afraid he'll write something bad about them that as far as they're concerned, whatever Jean-Mi wants, Jean-Mi gets, no questions asked.
Why does Jean-Mi need those prints?
Heather said that he wants to use them to illustrate an upcoming story about modern fabrics.
What's your opinion of Minette's assistant, Heather McKay?
Heather's a bright girl. Her crush on me is unfortunate, but I can handle it.
She has a crush on you?
It's obvious to me that she does. Dealing with models the way I do day in and day out, I've gotten pretty good at knowing what women are thinking and feeling.
Does Heather know that you know?
I've said nothing to her because although there is no chance that I will ever reciprocate her feelings, I see no point in hurting her. Let her have her crush. Eventually she will set her heart on someone else and I will be forgotten.
It was fun talking to you.
Adios.
What's this?
That's just a toy I made when I was a boy. Go ahead and play with it if you want. I still do.
Nice camera. Is it digital?
Yes, very high res though. Very limited capacity. Would you like to borrow it?
I'd love to. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oui?
Excusez-moi, mais êtes-vous Monsieur Traquenard?
Please, in English. I do not wish to hear my native tongue butchered while I eat. As for my name, not Traquenard. It is Jean-Michel Traquenard.
Jean-Michel Traquenard.
Traquenard! Traquenard!
Traquenard. Traquenard.
Enough! What can I do for you, Mademoiselle?
Drew. Nancy Drew. I've just started working for Manette as an assistant.
Oh? What happened to Ezer?
Elzer?
Ezer Mickey.
Oh, Heather McKay. No, Heather still works for Manette. I'm kind of working for both of them.
Our Lady of the Mask has fired 3 assistants in the past 5 months. I hope you are not next. In fact, that Ezer has managed to avoid the axe for this long is truly remarkable.
Here, I'm supposed to give these photos to you. They came straight from Dieter von Schwesterkrank's darkroom. I printed them up myself.
You are quite doué as a photo developer. Bravo for you, Nancy Drew. Merci. I was afraid Ezer had forgotten. So, you had the pleasure of meeting Herr von Schwesterkrank, eh?
He seemed very nice.
Dieter is a very enterprising young man, which in most cases is good, but when arrogance enters the picture, pff. So, do you, like Ezer, hope to leave your mark on the world of couture?
I have no desire to design wild and crazy dresses, if that's what you mean.
Then you are an intelligent young lady, Nancy. In the world of couture, a single creation worn by someone famous to a high-profile event, such a dress can be worth a fortune in publicity, which makes it a desperately competitive world. A dog-eat-dog world. A world where bad things can and do happen to good people. You must order something. I insist. La carte, s'il vous plaît.
Oh, but I'm really not hungry.
Mademoiselle,
Thank you. Merci.
Order anything you want. Everything here is superb. And Henri, he is the best waiter in all of France.
Well, in that case... May I please have the crème de glace?
très bien.
Merci. Henri, ajoutez-le à mon édition, s'il vous plaît.
Certainement.
Ice cream with a sprig of mint on top. So refreshing.
Yum. That was wonderful.
Excusez-moi, mademoiselle.
So, what else do you wish from me?
Do you have any idea why Manette wears that mask?
I believe she is the victim of botched plastic surgery.
Isn't Manette a little young to be undergoing plastic surgery?
Some women with noses that would put birds of prey to shame are perfectly content with their appearance. while others with acceptable features are convinced they are more hideous than Frankenstein. Self-image. It can make people do strange things.
Do you have a real office somewhere?
When I'm writing my column, I go to my office at Glam Glam. When I'm researching my column, I come here. I have my telephone, which can do everything save sing the Marseillaise, good food, and a chair for whomever stops by.
If you had to name Minette's worst enemy, who would that be?
Ugo Batelli, without a doubt. Not only do he and Minette have similar design styles, so that they are constantly competing for the same couture clients, but both of them are unthinking, socially inept egoists. It is a rare week that goes by without one of them insulting the other.
Has it ever gone beyond words?
Not to my knowledge. You ask very curious questions, Mademoiselle Drew. They make me think you know more than you are saying. And as a member of the press, I'm not sure that I like that.
How can I contact this Hugo Butterly person?
His phone number is right here in my digital assistant. Of course, it's extremely unlikely that you will be able to talk to him in person. Even I occasionally have trouble penetrating the wall of sycophants that surrounds him. So, what else do you wish from me?
We'll talk again later, okay?
À tout à l'heure.
Come in, set your things down and come on over here. Hi, JJ Ling. I shake your hand, but I get flour all over you. Oh, and Heather called and told me about your luggage. No worries. I have plenty of clothes in every size imaginable. Your bedroom's down that hall. The airline lost my luggage once, told me it was gone for good and paid me $100. Then 5 years later, my suitcase shows up on my doorstep. And a bill for the $100 they'd paid me. Plus interest.
Oh my gosh, really?
What? You don't believe me?
Of course I do.
The worst part was I had to toss out almost everything that was in it. Clothes, makeup. I mean, the stuff was 5 years old, right? You like chocolate chip cookies?
I love chocolate chip cookies.
So do I. And the nice thing is, I'm about 3 pounds shy of being the perfect size 12 that I need to be for Minette. I have a very high metabolism. So, I make cookies, I eat cookies, and since you're here, I share cookies.
Why does Minette want you to be a size 12?
Contractually, I have to be a size 12. See, Minette is into curves, so she designs clothes for full-figured curvy women. Because I signed on to be a fitting model, I have to maintain the ideal size 12 weight and shape.
What's a fitting model?
A fitting model puts on samples from a designer's latest line, so the designer can create each piece on a real live person instead of a dress form. It's not very exciting. In fact, it's totally boring. Plus, you're always getting stabbed with pins. But it pays the bills.
Does anyone else live here?
Nope, it's just me. And you now. Managed to get a short-term lease. Soon as I'm done being Minette's fitting model, I am out of here.
Can you think of anyone who might be out to get Minette?
Well, Dieter, obviously.
Dieter von Schwesterkrank?
He and Minette went out for about 6 months. Then all of a sudden, last April, Minette dumped him. Just tossed him aside like last month's edition of Vogue.
Do you know why she broke it off?
No idea. Although I suspect it has something to do with the fact that Dieter lets his pet boa constrictor run loose in that photographic studio of his.
He has a pet boa constrictor?
That's what I said. Don't you believe me?
Well, I guess.
Hardly anybody knows about it. I think it may be illegal. If you happen to be in there, be careful.
Heather wants me to pick up an envelope from you.
Oh yeah, it's right over there. Heather needed a bunch of personal information so they can pay me, but I refused to give it out over the phone. I'm real paranoid about that sort of stuff. Don't ask me why, I just am. Go ahead and take it to her.
I'll be back in a bit.
Okay.
What? Another question? Look, just send the oldest, moldiest, worst-smelling cheese you have to that address. Now quit calling me and get it done!
Mr. Butterly?
Who is this?
Well, it's obviously not who you think it is. My name's Nancy Drew.
I don't know any Nancy Drew.
I'm kind of a friend of Minette's.
Her I know.
And you don't like her?
Let's see, her work is repugnant, pedestrian, completely boring and amateurish at best. How could I possibly like someone who churns out such dreck? Now, if you'll excuse me, whoever you are, I'm going to hang up. Goodbye then.
No, wait, I just wanna... Rats.
Hello?
Bonjour.
Oh, Nancy! George, go get on the other line, quick. It's Nancy. And remember, talk fast. She's calling all the way from France. So where are you? What have you seen? How do you like Paris? What's Minette like? Have you learned how to design clothes?
Bess, slow down. You don't have to talk fast, okay? My dad bought me a phone card and told me to make as many calls as I want.
Oh, great. Hi, Nance. What's going on? How's Paris? Have you seen the Louvre? What about the Eiffel Tower? How many famous people have you met?
George, 3 words. Prepaid phone card.
Oh, great. Hey, perfect timing. We were just about to go for a run.
Whoa, wait a minute. A run?
Jog. I meant jog.
But you said run.
I meant jog.
You know how I feel about the R word, George.
Jog. We're going for a jog, Bess. Honest. So, Nance, tell us about Minette.
Well, she's very high-strung.
Why do you say that?
Well, the first time I walked into her office, I was almost decapitated by the potted plant she'd just thrown.
She threw a potted plant at you? Before she even knew you? That was rude.
Actually, she was throwing it at Heather, her assistant. Oh, and Bess, according to Minette, when something is cool, she says it's totally rude.
Rude. You know, that's got a ring to it. He is one rude dude. Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna start saying that.
Have you ever heard of a fashion photographer named Dieter von Schwesterkrank?
No, but I'll bet he's young, German, and cute.
Why do you say that?
Because I have a sixth sense about these things. Go ahead, Nancy. Describe him in all his luscious Teutonic detail.
Well, he's young, German, and cute.
See?
Why do you ask, Nan?
He's pretty sure that Minette's assistant Heather has a crush on him.
Is that good or bad?
Well, it's good for Dieter's ego, I'm sure, but if it's true, it's bad for Heather. He couldn't care less about her.
He'd better be careful, or her crush could turn into something a little less harmless.
I had to deliver some prints to this fashion editor named Jean-Michel Traquenard.
What's he like?
Bald, heavy-set, and approaching middle age.
That's right, Bess. How'd you know?
I told you, I have a sixth sense about these things.
More likely it has something to do with all those fashion magazines you're constantly reading.
I hardly ever read fashion magazines.
Do you ever read Glam Glam?
Ooh, I love Glam Glam.
Well, that's the one he writes for.
See? You probably saw his picture in there once and filed it away in your subconscious.
Oh. How come my subconscious never seems to file away anything practical?
Anyway, when it comes to the Paris fashion scene, this Traquenard guy pretty much knows everything and everyone.
So he's pretty helpful?
Mostly he's pretty arrogant.
Well, anybody who does business out of a cafe can't be all bad.
He does business out of a cafe?
Yeah, Nancy just said that, didn't you?
No.
Your subconscious strikes again.
Dang, am I good or what?
Someone has been sending Minette threatening letters.
You mean someone's been threatening her life?
Well, not in so many words. I've only seen one of the letters she's gotten, and it was just kind of vaguely threatening. The end is near, that sort of thing.
Do you think the threats are what's causing Minette to act so bizarrely?
Or is her bizarre behavior the reason why she's been getting threats?
Good questions, and there's only one way to answer them.
Find out who sent those letters.
Just be careful, Nancy, or you might start getting threatening letters.
You should see how cool, calm, and collected Minette's assistant Heather is, even when Minette is totally wigging out.
I don't get it. I mean, how could anyone work for a woman who goes around wearing a mask all the time?
Apparently, Minette has fired 3 other assistants in the past 5 months alone.
Sounds like Heather is quite the survivor.
Or maybe she's the reason the others didn't survive.
Ooh, good point. Don't turn your back on her, Nan. She may end up sticking a knife in it.
I called Minette's rival, Hugo Butterly.
And?
Well, he's definitely capable of sending Minette those threats.
But he makes such beautiful clothes.
Believe me, he's got a mean streak in him a mile wide.
Great. I finally find a designer whose clothes look terrific on me, but by the time I get a job and make enough money to be able to afford them, he'll be in prison designing license plates instead of capris.
That's it for now.
Bye-bye.
Soyez prudent.
To the memory of the French fighters.
Bonjour. Lequel préférez-vous?
Parlez-vous anglais?
If you buy, I speak whatever you like. I see you over there at the monument with the Cross of Lorraine. You are a tourist?
Actually, I have a job here in Paris, but it's only temporary, so I guess I'm kind of a tourist.
Tourists are good. I welcome tourists. I am Malika. I sell fine things from around the world. The others who sell here, they sell things which they pry from the muck of their basements. You see something you like?
Well, how much are you selling the green rings for?
They are green magic rings. They cost 15 euros.
Too much. 4 euros is more like it.
Voila. What else do you like?
Guess I'm just not in a buying mood.
When you come back, maybe then I have what you like.
I'll remember that.
Merci. Au revoir.
Bonjour, mademoiselle. If you like the bargains, you have come to the right place. What captures the eyes?
Well, what's the price of this lava lamp?
That lamp is very special. The truck which rises and falls inside it, unlike any I have ever seen. Watching it will entertain you for hours. And I am selling it for only 20 euros.
Would you take 15 euros instead?
It is yours. See anything else you like?
Does this cost very much?
The traffic cone is one of my favorites. So colorful and so useful. With it, I myself learned to park my car parallel, and I ask only 10 euro for it.
It's just a little cone. 1 euro.
It is yours. See anything else you like?
Actually, I don't see anything else.
Here, new things come and old things go all the time. You must come back.
I might just do that. Au revoir.
Au revoir, mademoiselle.